So today we are learning about leveraging on available opportunities. The question we want to answer today is, are there still opportunities available in the real estate sector? And if there are, what are they? How can you maximize returns from them? The first thing, we are seeing some opportunities in real estate. We'll start talking about real estate terminology. What is this animal that we call real estate? What are the terms? You have to know the terms in this sector for you to be able to play in this sector. What are the new trends? In every sector, there are new trends. For example, it's fair to say, in Kenya, we have a new administration. What does it mean for investment and specifically for the real estate sector? Something we'd be thinking about. Interior design, that has come up as very important. People want nice, cushy homes. In this era where people are working from home, where people want to make their home their palace, what are some of the thoughts we can think about interior design? And then modern houses overview. We are used to brick and mortar. Remember, traditionally in this part of the world, people build using mud or soil and clay. But now there are modern designs. There's new thinking in construction, both for office space, commercial space, and residential homes. And we have to innovate with times because of the challenges I will be talking about. And then now we get topic number 5 to the meat of what we are talking about, opportunities to leverage on in the sector. There are some opportunities that I feel people can leverage on, because people will always want an office, they'll always want a place to live, and you have to differentiate yourself as a player in this sector. Future housing trends, we try and predict from what we can see, what is the future, what will happen, because remember, construction maybe of a large housing scheme or office scheme takes a minimum of 18 to maybe 24 months or more, sometimes 36. So you create supply when sometimes there's no demand. What do I mean by that? If you know that your project is coming to completion in 24 months, you try and think, in 24 months, will there be people wanting to give you money for your construction? It's not today's demand. If there is oversupply today, you may still build, because you are saying that because of how the economy will grow or the segment you are taking, be it the low-income sector, in 24 months, there will be demand for your services, for your product. Let's talk about mortgages. Is mortgage a good idea? Is it a bad idea? When do you take a mortgage? When is mortgage not a good idea? And then chamas and investing as a group. I recently talked to a group that is achieving so much because they are pulling their money together. They are working together, organized as a group. And even a company, for those of you who are in a company setting, it's a sort of chama. You've come together as investors to pursue your goals together. So let's dive right in. Let's engage. Let's chat together so that together we can do better. Globally, we are facing some challenges. Inflation, driven partly by factors like the cost of fuel, which has massive impact in construction industry. For example, transport cost is a huge component of construction. Our inflation has been high, more than around 8.3. You know, the government central bank aims to 5%. And so what does that mean to you and me in the construction sector is that when you price your products, whether it's your construction services, whether you're a supplier, whether you're a contractor, whatever you do, then you must account for inflation. Because if you're going to supply something, most likely, and not a lot of things that we use in the construction sector, especially the finishings, come from abroad, some from China, Dubai, Turkey, especially the high-end tiles, and India. So because the inflation rates are up, everybody will be charging a little bit extra. So if you're fixing your construction cost today and it's off plan, you must take care of inflation, because by the time the people pay you, your costs will have escalated in the time you'll be building. We still have an economy that has low access ability to credit, especially formal credit, secure credit. I know mobile lending has gone up, but really, if you want to secure a large amount of money, credit, as you do to do business in the construction sector, because by and large, it's a highly capital intensive sector. We are saying that according to CBK, that only around 40% of the people are bankable. I can tell you, you are one of the people who are lucky, because the relationship you build with the bank will allow you to access credit, and that's a major competitive advantage. So what are the steps to rent to own housing? If you are a participant here and you wish to go this way, the first thing is identify a suitable property. This is not always easy. It has to be in the right location. It has to be with the right developer, the right quality, so that that meets your need, whether it's 2, 3, 4 bedroom houses. You have to make a deposit. For you to deploy this option, they'll ask you to put in some deposit, maybe not as much as an outright mortgage. And then you must have some money for the administration costs. Property investors need to be aware that not to account only for the price of the property. You have to think, what are the other costs involved? Remember, for you to buy a property, most likely you may have to do an independent assessment of maybe the structural quality of the property, especially for standalone units. You must also satisfy yourself that the developer has received the right approvals from the relevant authorities, whether it's the relevant counties, because now we are in the county regime. You must pay lawyers. Lawyers are very important because of the nature of property ownership, because generally property is one of the largest assets that any individual has, whether it's residential housing or commercial housing, for office, for rent, for a shade. Lawyers are important, and they must be paid so that they are able to be facilitated for their work. The monthly payment, also please satisfy yourself that you are comfortable that you can get your monthly payment, even so that you're able to service that obligation. There's always interest. Interest is the price of money. If you get a mortgage, remember that the bank, because of lending you the money, would want their interest back, because they're in the business of affording to you a facility for you, so that it is your obligation to pay for that in terms of interest. So allow for that. It's a cost. If you borrow 5 million, 2 million, 3 million, you will be required to pay something extra. But the good thing is, a lot of the loans and mortgages, they are on what we call reducing balance. As you reduce, as you repay, you only pay for what you've not paid back interest. So let's go to off-plan housing. And I know in some quarters it's been given a bad name, but we believe that the people in this call want to do their business in the most professional way. I can tell you that in our experience in the market, the off-plan housing developers who've kept their word are getting a lot of interest. And off-plan is innovative. So this is buying a real estate property long before it's completed. Sometimes it's just the diagrams, it's just a location that you have. And then it's what we tell, it's concept based. And for those developers who are and real estate players who are thinking of doing that, you go get the work done, get the approvals done before you start to sell. Because one of the problems on a practical basis that developers enter into is when they sell property that is not yet to be approved, the designs are not yet clear. Please source your own funds to do that. The best time to do off-plan, because I've participated in such, selling is when you have secured the venue, the site, the construction site. We know that sometimes if you enter into leasing of land, or you don't have money to buy the land, you go talk to a landowner, you agree to do off-plan sales and you pay them. That is one of the most source of challenges with off-plan housing. So please always lease land or buy land from somebody who you are sure that as they see the development coming to life, they will not be greedy. There will not be legal challenges on the property or back out of the deal, so that you are credible. There is a very big wave moving on green housing or sustainable housing. And I know that the KCB has a very strong sustainability agenda, and property is part of that massive goal to green our environment. We only have one continent to live in, and we better make it safe. So these are houses designed so they are environmentally sustainable through being environmentally friendly. And let me delve deeper into that. Green building represents the most efficient consumption of land, water, and energy, because we now agree that these resources are finite. For example, land. How do we use our land? Do we use it in a way we are conserving it, that we are not, will not end up living in what we call concrete jungles, because we have an environmentally sound places to live. So what are the benefits of green buildings? Number one, it's reduction of operational and maintenance costs, because there's less rework, because the building maybe doesn't have a lot of electricity, so a lot of natural light. Energy consumption. Now energy will go up. We know, for example, that the price of electricity is partially determined by the price of fuel, the price of which will keep on going up, unfortunately, because we know that globally there is a shortage of oil, and even the prices we are seeing for oil today, fuel, have never been seen, and that's a big input, especially for generators that are used to pump some of the electricity we use. The other thing is indoor environment quality. People want to live in nice places. All of us want to live in nice places with a lot of oxygen, with a lot of good air circulation, a lot of natural lighting, because it's therapeutic. Material efficiency in the construction process, enhanced water efficiency, recycling. We should recycle more water. I see the rainstorms coming. When it rains, we say we are facing flooding. When it's dry, it's too dry. So water harvesting is important, and water, when it's harvested, and now with the technology for water purification, can be used for drinking. We now know that sewage water can be reprocessed until the time it's good for drinking. Now, leave alone the rain or storm water. So I would encourage you, and this is something I care about, that let's make sure that when we build, including our own personal construction, that all the time that we trap rainwater, because it's coming in from the skies for free. We can conserve water up to 5-10 years, so that when water reduces, we can use this water to clean, to wash, and even to drink, to use in the washrooms, because it's perfectly good water. And even that water can then be recycled, because you can recycle the water probably up to 10 to 15 times. The other thing is, another big trend is fiber optics. Always ensure that you have got good quality internet installed, high-speed internet, because we are now talking of G5 internet, very fast internet. That is, people are connecting to smart devices. You can see on my slide. Safety is paramount. Everyone wants themselves to be safe, their children to be safe. So ensure that if you can install high quality CCTV.